约，实现美国梦的第一站，世界各国移民涌入，组成蓬勃而独特的族裔社群。这里是纽约的小印度，又称为咖喱山丘，因为走在路上，到处都可以闻到印度咖喱的香气。其实现在海内外的印度人都成为美方不能忽视的力量。
And it has all the Indian restaurants where you can enjoy all the Indian delicacies.
明明走在纽约街头，从行人到招牌，却有种置身南亚的错觉。其实，美国印度移民有270万人，仅次于墨西哥，比华裔人口还要多。
Indians are considered very hardworking, very good in academics. So you will see, like in technology side, you will see the Indians are capturing it. And like in medical side of it and in accounting, I think academically Indians are very strong.
Even my parents, we just wanted to work and make sure our kids have the best that they can. And now those kids like me, for example, we want to step up and do more to help the community, stand up and do what is right and make the community better. Absolutely.
他是纽约史上第一位印度裔国会议员，从移民投入政治圈。住在美国政坛更有名的印度后代就是副总统贺锦丽。
My mother and father, they came from opposite sides of the world to arrive in America. One from India and the other from Jamaica.
他们从政治、科技等领域形塑美国社会，更由内而外影响美国的印太战略。
Asia has always been important. Right now, we are grouping Indo-Pacific together, given the new threat that we're facing from China. And more than ever, we're realizing the importance of allies and partners, and that U.S. can't do it alone.
印太战略经济层面，美国看重这个区域超过全球半数人口，占全世界2/3的经济产值，同时面临集权国家中俄与北韩的安全威胁，因此美国要打团体战，强化印太盟友间的全面关系。为了加强印太之间的交流，东西中心特别邀请分别来自于台湾跟印度各3位记者到华府来进行讨论，包括了印太战略还有相关的议题。美国驻印度大使馆发动，知名智库东西中心主办，史上第一次印度台湾记者对话，三立新闻受邀参与，打破过去只找西方或日韩媒体的惯例，因为台湾地位真的不一样了。
It determines the United States' position in the region, and a loss of U.S. power would have very dramatic implications for the regional balance of power in the Indo-Pacific, which will in turn have very great consequences for India. So for these reasons, Taiwan does matter.
美国支持印度崛起，对台湾也同等重要。印度媒体代表包括知名《经济时报》资深记者、电视 CNBC 的分局长、《Week》杂志副总编辑。会议对象横跨产官学界，拜会国务院、参议院，讨论4大显学、地缘政治、气候变异、民主治理跟供应链。
What are the major drawbacks that you think is stopping the two countries to work together on this?
Taiwan is in many ways the Saudi Arabia of computing hardware. India has tremendous advantages by virtue of its human capital. By working together, Taiwan and the US and India can all help each other and to be more effective in adapting to these changes that we're seeing in a new age of artificial intelligence.
美国左右结盟，就是要从经济安全层面围堵中国，更支持印度挺身成为下一个世界工厂。
What is the incentive and the level of excitement or level of interest among U.S. companies to even collaborate with India on anything right now?
The risks of supply chains and concentrations of supply chains in key countries, and the need to diversify supply chains to give the United States and India and Taiwan and other countries better security in where key technologies are coming from.
降低对中国的依赖。但是美国的如意算盘有个隐忧，因为印度在联合国谴责俄罗斯入侵乌克兰的表决中弃权，似乎是印太战略的不稳定因子。
India has no explicit Taiwan strategy. No, at least nothing public. It does have a one China policy, but I would reiterate that it is not the same as either the one China principle that the PRC insists on, nor is it identical necessarily to the US one China policy, which has a very deliberate ambiguity to it. A few years ago, India dropped references to a one China policy in bilateral agreements on the grounds that China was not respecting what India saw as a one India principle. 学者认为，不能把印度对乌俄战的态度类比台海危机，只是国家利益至上的考量下，美国透过印太策略，还有各种交流活动，寻找盟国间合作的最大公约数。